All right, check. Is that better?
Hey, there we go.
Okay. All right, we're gonna try that. Okay, so I'm driving, Kelly. We're live. We've
Okay.
been going for 6 minutes now. Introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, where you're from, what's going on in your world.
Yeah, my name is Kelly Evans. I am a San Francisco comedian, originally from Texas. And yeah, I've been out in the Bay now for 13 years, doing comedy for 7. And yeah, I do comedy here. I run shows. Periodically, I get out of town, try to do shows elsewhere, back in Texas or LA or New York if I can get a spot.
That rules, man. And just a quick note. Sorry about the video. I have spotty internet in the middle of nowhere, so I figured a static image of me telling a joke about driving. That's me parallel
Ah,
parking right there. I'm backing into a space.
yeah, I can tell with
Um,
a hand motion.
Yeah, exactly. So, wait, have you? Let me ask you this: have you ever run shows outside of San Francisco? Like, have you ever brought equipment somewhere afar?
I haven't had to do that yet. I mean, that sounds like a complete nightmare. I mean, okay, outside of San Francisco proper for sure, like in the Bay Area, I've had to like go out
Okay,
to Sonoma or South Bay, and you bring your equipment with you. I mean, just generally speaking, most of the shows here are like small indie shows, and so I have like everything I need: the chairs, the speaker, and just like having to lug all that shit with you is always a nightmare. And
right.
good workout.
How many chairs do you have?
I think we have 60 in the house.
Wow, that's great. Are they those
Yeah.
IKEA ones or what? What kind of are they folding? I take it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, we're not investing heavily in the chairs. That's not the focus. As long as they can withstand the weight of most of the people. But I think the thing I've prided myself on in the last several years is I'm mostly working with venues that have their own chairs now. So now I just
Nice. That's
now I just have a
huge.
bunch of chairs sitting around.
That's so
Um,
funny. I'm the same way. I have 50 chairs that somehow turned into 48 over the years. I'm not sure where two of them went. And
yeah,
for like at least a year, I haven't had to bring the chairs to a show, which I consider a major victory. And for a
yeah.
while, a couple of years ago, I had some jokes about what it means to have 48 chairs in your living room. And it's like you're throwing a party and nobody showed up. It's kind of
It's the saddest scene in the world. Like you need people to show up to that party, otherwise it looks like you
happening.
over prepared and have no
Yeah,
friends. If only 30 people
exactly.
show up, it looks like a
Yeah,
bust.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think you lost those 2 chairs probably because of the weight limit of those things is like 112 pounds. So it's very
Yeah,
easy.
maybe they broke. Maybe they
I don't know
broke.
if you have you ever had an audience member come in and they're just like they're overweight, just to be, not to be
Yeah,
rude or anything. And
yeah.
you put that chair out and you're like, God, I hope this doesn't collapse because I'm gonna feel like
I've been
shit.
pretty lucky. The closest thing I have to that is I have a 3 foot by 3 foot stage. Now most of my bands don't have stages, and I've gotten used to bringing this stage everywhere. It folds in half. It's easy to get into the back of the car, and I have a whole like system for carting it in and setting it up. I've worked with a lot of big comics, and they look at the stage, and then they look at me, and I go, "Trust me, I've had bigger people than you on this," and it holds. We've had some huge people on this stage, and it's very
Hey,
solid. So,
American built.
yes, exactly,
So
exactly.
we can still build things. That's great.
Yeah,
It's good
yeah.
news.
Let me ask you
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. What were you gonna
No,
say?
I was just gonna say on the note of a stage, sometimes you get those stages and they can be incredibly dangerous. We used to run a show and we inherited a stage, but the way that it was built is like the support of it left like a foot and a half on each side to stand on. And so when you're on top of it, you can't see that below you. And so anytime you like shift too far one direction or the other, the stage tips, and then you look like you're riding a rail on a skateboard.
That's
Collapse
scary,
over.
man.
Speaking
I
of your
had
left,
something.
yeah.
I had something like that. This is kind of a long story, so I won't get into it now. But basically, we had a stage that I ordered the wrong riser for it, and it was tipping, and some comics refused and hurt. But yeah, so I wanted to ask you. So you said you don't invest a lot in your chairs. What's a piece of equipment that over the years, or a category of equipment that you've improved considerably from day one of running
I think
shows?
the I think the most important thing is the mic, the cables, and the speaker. The sound quality is that
Okay.
more than anything else. I mean, having bad sound will ruin a show. And you know, I've done a lot of shows that other people run where they have like, you know, they buy like that cheap karaoke speaker basically, and you sound like, you know, you're doing comedy in a paper bag. It's
Yeah.
so muffled and shitty. So just really just shelling out and making sure you buy like good audio equipment is probably the most important thing. The one thing actually that you're able to cheap out on and still get really good results is lighting. If you can do like a garage lamp, like those lights are great because you get this like soft, like warm tone light that looks great with photos. And it's
Yep.
just really about like where can you set it up, you know?
Right. Do you
And
mean the
you
like
know,
painters lights, the things that are
yeah.
like a reverse umbrella kind of around a light bulb, but
Oh no,
tan?
I've never done that. Yeah, that sounds good though, because it like softens it a lot. It diffuses
Yeah,
it,
no,
right? Like a
well,
diffuser.
I don't mean an umbrella like fabric. I'm trying to describe that shape. What
Oh
would you
yeah,
call it?
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah, like a
Yeah, yeah.
garage lamp. It's got the aluminum foil. Well, not like
And
it's
the
like an
little like
aluminum
yeah
shell almost. Yeah,
shell.
that's
Yeah, and it's got the
that's
tongs
exactly it.
to flip onto something. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's cheap. It's maybe I mean, with the light bulb, it's like $30-$40 for one. You
Right.
know, you get two of those, and if you have like a speaker stand or a mic stand, you can get all the way up and just put them on the edges of the stage. And if you
Yeah,
just can like if you have gaffing tape to just make sure nobody trips over any wires, and
yeah,
you can just kind of make sure it's not anybody's direct line of sight. Like it really, the light quality is really good. It's great for photos, you know, and because spotlights are just, dude. You can buy the $50 spotlight, and it's gonna look like a $50 spotlight. It's not going to
yeah.
be
It's
good, and
blue,
and and then it's like
cold.
$1,000. There's nothing in between.
Yeah, yeah. There is quite a range. But the good news with lighting is anything more than zero is a huge improvement. Like if you go to a room where not mix at all, it's like it can be pretty rough. It's either too
Yeah.
bright to do comedy or it's too dark to see the comic. And any kind of light, even the $30-$40 light you're describing, that's such a huge improvement over nothing.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, yeah. You shows where like they don't have a light, so it's just the room. Like we do, we actually still do a show like this. It's at it's like a Russian bathhouse, and I mean, basically they want to do comedy, and they want to do it like as cheaply as possible. They don't pay anybody. You just get to use the bathhouse, and you get like I get to go there for free whenever I want to, which is like $100 value. So it's definitely worth it for the comics. But there's zero lighting, and so it's just like a brightly lit room with a bunch of like it's a weird combination of Burning Man people, polyamorous people, and then drunk Russian guys who will not shut the fuck up and just talk the entire time. So like having that lighting to like indicate like this is the show, like don't talk and here's the comic and you can see them just makes such a huge difference. Mark, do we lose you? I think we lost Mark. He's going through a tunnel. It's the mountains. There's nothing, you know, it's Colorado. There's nothing up there besides white people and skiing. I don't know if I should just like start telling my own stories while I wait for Mark to get back. Why not? Um, we're just talking about shows. Uh, I guess I could talk about. I used to run this riffing show, and uh, first of all, riffing shows can be a lot of fun, especially this one because we had a setup of 5 people on a couch. Everybody had a mic, and so you have not a moment of dead space. Oh, Mark back? No? Okay. So there's not a moment of dead space, and it's high energy. It's very fun. The only problem is, evidently, people don't know what riffing means, and so like no matter what I did for marketing, we just constantly got people who like had no idea what the show was. So they're just walking in clueless, and they just think it's a comedy show. And so it was hard to get people to the show, which is especially challenging when you have 5 comics all on stage with mics at the same time and 4 audience members. So when the audience is like outnumbered by the comics, it gets a little weird, especially because like comics start like crowd working people. The next thing you know, they're like everybody's ganging up on one guy for the hat that he wore, and it just really feels like middle school bullying. And so I think I learned a lot of lessons there. And actually, one of the lessons is like make sure comics know what the format is ahead of time and set some ground rules, because when you don't, the horrible things happen. I had a guy who's like a great crowd work comedian, and I put him first in the lineup. I was like, he's gonna get it started right. It's gonna be very fun, very high energy. And he started doing a lot of race material. He is black, by the way, I should clarify. And he says the N-word a lot, just generally. And there was a guy in the audience who he was Filipino, and he started commenting about how Filipinos say the N-word. And he's like, the Filipino guy's like talking back to him. He's like, you can say it. Go ahead, say it. We know you can say it. And then the guy did. The guy said the Filipino guy said the N-word. It got awkward very quickly. And then the rest of the show just never recovered. It's just when you start with somebody yelling out the N-word at the beginning of the show, it's hard to recover from that. I gotta tell you. There's not like a whole lot you can really do besides just smile and deal with it. I think that's probably the biggest challenge about running shows is that you put so much pressure on yourself to make sure everything goes well. So if like a comic bombs or, an audience member is a heckler or just like things that are even out of your control, like you feel like complete shit about it. And so it's like it's always those like challenges that pop up. It's like, how do you handle them without kind of losing it? Like we had the power go out once, like at the very end of the show, and like it could have been like a real nightmare moment because it's like we were sold out. It was like 50 people, room is packed, the show's been great, the power goes out, and it's the last comic on stage. They just got up there, and it's like, fuck, what do we do? We got no sound, we got no lights, we have nothing. And then a few of us started putting our flashlights up, and then within 30 seconds the entire audience had their phones out and flashlights out. And then honestly, it was the best part of the entire show. It was the energy that came out of that is like, honestly, it felt like a sense of community. It felt like one of those movie moments where one person starts slow clapping and then like suddenly everybody's clapping and we're like, fucking Rudy. And Rudy's doing a headlining set about, he's like beautifully crafting together trans jokes that aren't offending anyone. It's like a real kind of miracle moment. And, so show running can be challenging, but also like really exciting. You get some really like funny stories and like crazy experiences out of it. I mean, the best thing about it is that you get to meet some really amazing comedians and, hopefully, build more of a larger community with them, connect to them, get a chance to do comedy with them later on. and then those relationships build over years, and you see each other again at different spots in different cities. And yeah, that's a great thing about doing stand up and running shows. I every new comic I meet that's like new to the scene, just starting out, like the number one thing I always recommend is start a show. Start a show. Um, One, you're gonna learn a lot that way about like real audiences, because like at that point you're just doing open mics all the time, so like gives you a chance to be in front of a real audience, and then you learn like what makes a good show. The lighting, where the seats are situated, the structure of the room, how high the ceiling is, which venues are good and which venues are bad, like how to work with venue owners, because some of them are a nightmare and you're just better off looking for somewhere else, no matter how nice the place seems. Like location, marketing. I mean, like there's like so many skills that you pick up from doing that, and then you actually get to start meeting like bookable comics too. I mean, and that's how you should be doing it. Like I see new comics who do start shows and then they just end up booking all their open micer friends, and then the show bombs repeatedly, and then it's done within like 3 or 4 months because the venue owners are like, this sucks. Like the vibes are off. You can't get any audience here. The shows suck. I mean, as long as the show's good, that's at least a start. I seen, where you have 6, 7 audience members, but the show is still really good, and you can at least build off of that. But if you don't have a good lineup, then you're starting from, in a negative space. Like a lineup is the first most important thing, and then sound and lighting, and then like audience. Obviously, I mean, you gotta have people, because if you don't have people, then hey, there he is.
Hey, what's going on? Have you
What's
been
up?
talking this whole time? You're a superhero.
Yeah. I just kept going, man. I
Way
just
to
kept
carry
going.
it. Okay,
Thanks.
let's continue. But if I disappear again, you can just close out, and I'll
right.
clean it up later. I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. But
Yeah,
I'm approaching civilization again, so it should get better in a little bit.
Where are you driving right now, man?
From Louisville, Kentucky to Denver, Colorado.
Good God.
Like 1,200 miles. I'm at the last hour. So I'm in like a weird corner of Colorado, going diagonal towards Denver right now.
Oh yeah, there's nothing out there too.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your comedy. So you said you get out to New York, LA, Texas, some other places. Anything real exciting in the last year?
Nothing big. Like this is the point where I'm at right now, is like trying to decide, do I move? Do I not move? So many of the people that either started just before me or at the same time, and even some people who started after me have like moved recently in the last like 1 to 2, 3 years. And, it's like, there's this idea, and I don't know if it still holds true, as far as, you have to move to New York or LA. New York if you want to get really good at comedy, LA if you want to get into the industry. And and yes, that's true. I think mostly just because you interact with a lot of other great comics who can give you opportunities. But the amount of, like, New York right now, there's so many comedians there, like it's crazy. And I've seen some people I know move, and then just like nothing is happening, and they're just finding a very hard time getting any traction. So it's like I'm gonna go back again in the at the end of the fall, like in October, and then see, because now I have more connections out there than the last time I went. I think I can get some pretty good spots and start to get into some festivals. But yeah, that's like the question. Like, I mean, you're touring, it seems. But I mean, what are your thoughts on moving?
Well, New York is very tough. I've seen comics that I think are amazing get chewed up and spit out in less than 6 months, and they're back in Colorado. There have been some people recently who have had some success, which has kind of broken that mold out of Denver. But yeah, it's been really tough. we had a guest on here. I'm not gonna remember his name, but if you said it, I would remember it. Brown hair.
Sorry, you cut out a little bit there. It's brown hair. I caught that. Where's he from?
Uh, he works in. I don't know exactly where he works, but I know where he works.
He works where? What did he say? He works in tech. Is that what he said?
Yeah, yeah. Do you know who I'm talking about? He moved
Oh, he moved from San Francisco to where?
To New York City in the last year.
In the last year. Brown hair. Is he young?
Young. Yeah, young.
Oh yeah, Jack. Yeah, Jack. Because he was on the Vail Comedy
Weiler,
Festival.
right? Jack.
Yeah, Jack Weiler. Yeah.
Yeah. How's he doing? Any idea?
Yeah, that's one of those guys, man, that like he moved and it's like a grind right now. I've only seen a few people I know who've moved that are like making traction. Murad Shaki, James Mora, my friend Jack Ferguson seems like he's doing all right, but a lot of that, and this is kind of the point that I was getting to. A lot of that is because he built up a following on social media, and he had a little bit. He had like maybe 10 or 15,000 followers. And then he made one post, wasn't even fully comedy. It was kind of political. And that like not just doubled, but tripled his follower count. And then since then it's been, and that's been the case for most of the people that I've seen do well there is like, social media is so pivotal now. I almost think like it'd be better to, focus my energy on the next year, like just really try to pump out 5 videos a week for like 3, 4, 5 months, really build up a following, start doing sketches. And I got some other ideas as far as like some like semi-political comedic stuff, and then hopefully build up a following and then move or see if you can tour off of that. Like that's why I'm saying I don't know if moving is like really helpful anymore, because so much is social media based now. And I think the only benefit of moving for that is that you get other funny people to work with. So if you need a lot of talented people, that helps.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely double down. You're right about that, because some of my friends who have moved recently, they've gotten out there and they're trying to get in at smaller clubs, and the smaller clubs are saying, okay, what are your social media follower counts? All right, you need to get that higher. And it seems like they moved to New York City to stay in their apartment and work on social media.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it feels, So you're definitely not wrong about that. And then of course you move somewhere else. I don't particularly like LA.
Yeah, me neither.
It's just too big, and I just think New York has a higher quality of comedy. You go to Chicago, San Francisco is one of the things North Carolina. You want to take this question?
Yeah. Do you have any book shows coming up or any plans for the rest of the year? Oh yeah, I'm doing book shows pretty much every week. It's mostly in the Bay Area. So it's San Francisco and then the surrounding, San Jose, Sonoma, Napa. I'm hosting at Roosters basically all weekend this week. So Wednesday through Sunday. I'll be there. Exactly. It's specifically Sunnyvale, but it's like the whole Silicon Valley area. So that is a great question, man. Nobody like that I specifically knew, but here's the thing with Roosters that I love so much is Heather, the owner, is like really laid back, and she's very much like, hey, check out the calendar. Are any dates that you specifically want? And so you can kind of like build your own. Oh, it's Jen Kober, I think is Kober. Jen Kober. So she's got a dry bar special and like a few other things. The calendar. Oh, Renan Hirschberger is the next week. That I should have held out.
Yeah, Ron rules. He comes out and does my stuff all the time. He's great. He's so funny. I wanted to say that can you still hear me?
I feel like I'm talking to a robot that's malfunctioning.
Can you hear me at all?
A little bit. It's like every other second I'm picking something up.
Okay. I'll try and get this thought out. You mentioned trying to do sketches.
Yeah, I got no idea, man. I think we might have to communicate through the chat. Yeah, that is the sound of sadness. I think I don't know. I'm gonna give it about 30 seconds, and then I'll give it to minute 32, and then I guess I'll give up. So in the meantime, yeah, I got some more shows coming up. I run a show every Saturday, but we got 2 Mark Masters. All right. Oh, back to 1.
I'm back. Okay. Can you hear me at all?
I run a show every Saturday at a bar called Mr. Bing's in North Beach. It's incredibly fun. That's like, honestly, I think one of the top shows in the city. Hey, there he is.
Can you hear me? All right, I'm gonna try and get a thought out. I'll reset to like 6 months now. We'll do a real one.
Okay.
Sorry about all the tech issues. They're all on my end, everybody. So if you're gonna work on sketches, every Memorial Day weekend I run Vail Comedy Festival. We added film at Vail Comedy Festival. It's my own kind of comedy themed film festival. It's going into its 3rd year. I will give almost any comedian a fee waiver so they can submit a short for free. And so if you do a funny sketch, reach out to me. We'll get you into the submission pool and try and get you screened at Film at Vail Comedy Festival, where Renan Hirschberg had a short this last year.
Oh, really? How'd that go?
Yeah, it was great. It was with Joe List, and Sarah Tolamash was in it. It was very funny. It was good.
They're so funny. Like the 3 of them, they're hilarious.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Cool.
All right, well, we got decent internet, so let's wrap this up now. Where can people find you?
They can find me at Kelly Evans Comedy, or at which is on Facebook and TikTok, or they can find me at The Real Kelly Evans on Instagram.
Amazing. All right, thanks for fighting through this. I'll reach out to you later when I have better internet, probably tomorrow.
Yeah, sounds
thanks,
good.
Kelly,
Be careful.
Thank you.
Drive
Thanks,
safely.
everybody, for tuning in. See you next time. Bye-bye.